Blood donation is a truly remarkable act of kindness. It's a simple gesture from one person to another, yet this simple act holds the power to save a life. When you donate blood, you are offering a part of yourself. This gift can mean the difference between life and death for someone in need. Many people around the world depend on the generosity of blood donors. This generosity flows through hospitals and clinics every single day. It's a quiet miracle, happening constantly thanks to people like you. Think about the profound impact you can make so easily. Blood is absolutely essential for human life. Our bodies cannot function without it. Scientists and doctors have achieved amazing things in medicine. However, they cannot create human blood in a laboratory. Real human blood can only come from volunteer donors. This is why the need for blood is always present. Hospitals and emergency services rely on a steady supply. Without it, many medical treatments would simply not be possible. Every day, patients require blood for various reasons, highlighting its critical role in healthcare systems globally. Who are the people who need these precious blood donations? They are individuals from all walks of life. They could be victims of serious accidents, needing blood to replace what they have lost. They might be patients undergoing major surgeries where blood loss is expected. Some people have medical conditions like severe anemia or certain cancers such as leukemia that require regular blood transfusions to stay alive or improve their quality of life. Even newborn babies, especially those born prematurely or with complications, can sometimes need tiny yet life-sustaining transfusions. The list of those who benefit is long and diverse. This essay will take you on a journey. We will explore the vital world of blood donation. We will look at why it is so important. We will understand the science behind blood types and transfusions. We will also discuss the special challenges related to rare blood types. My hope is that you will see why every single drop of donated blood counts. More importantly, I hope you will feel inspired to become a part of this life-saving mission. Your contribution can echo in the life of someone you may never meet, but whose life you may save. The need for blood is constant and quite staggering when you look at the numbers. Every few seconds, someone in this country needs blood. This adds up to millions of units of blood required every single year. Hospitals and medical facilities work tirelessly to meet this demand. However, they can only do so if there are enough donations. The supply of blood is not always guaranteed. It depends entirely on the willingness of healthy individuals to step forward. Imagine the sheer volume. Think of it as a continuous river of life, needing constant replenishment from generous sources to keep flowing. This donated blood serves a multitude of critical purposes within our healthcare system. A significant portion goes to patients undergoing surgical procedures. Many complex operations, from heart surgery to organ transplants, would be impossible without available blood. Another large share is used for cancer patients. Chemotherapy and radiation treatments can damage a patient's ability to produce their own blood cells. Transfusions help them fight infections and anemia during their treatment. Accident victims, often arriving at emergency rooms with severe injuries and blood loss, also depend heavily on immediate access to blood. Every unit is a lifeline. It is important to understand that the need for blood is not just tied to large-scale emergencies or disasters. While these events do cause a surge in demand, the daily routine needs of hospitals are immense. Patients with chronic illnesses like sickle cell anemia require regular transfusions throughout their lives. Women experiencing complications during childbirth may need blood urgently. These everyday medical situations create a continuous underlying demand. This demand must be met day in and day out, regardless of whether there's a major crisis in the news. It's a silent, ongoing requirement. The foundation of a safe and reliable blood supply rests upon voluntary, unpaid blood donors. These are everyday heroes who take time out of their busy lives. They do so without expecting anything in return, other than the satisfaction of helping someone. The World Health Organization emphasizes that such altruistic donations are the safest source of blood. This is because these donors are motivated purely by the desire to help. They are less likely to withhold information about their health. Their selfless commitment ensures that patients receive the safest possible blood products when they need them most. When we think of blood, we often picture the red liquid. But blood is much more complex and fascinating than that. It is a living tissue made up of several key components. Each component has a specific job to do to keep our bodies healthy. The main parts are red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma. Red blood cells are responsible for carrying oxygen from our lungs to the rest of our body. They also carry carbon dioxide back to the lungs to be exhaled. This oxygen delivery is vital for energy and cell function. White blood cells are the defenders of our body. They are a crucial part of our immune system. They help fight off infections caused by bacteria, viruses, and other invaders. There are different types of white blood cells, each with a specialized role in protecting us. Platelets are tiny cell fragments that play a big role in clotting. When you get a cut, platelets rush to the site of injury. They stick together to form a plug, helping to stop the bleeding. This prevents excessive blood loss from minor injuries and is critical in healing. Plasma is the liquid part of the blood, making up about half of its volume. It is mostly water, but it also contains important proteins, salts, and other substances. Plasma helps to carry the blood cells throughout the body. It also transports nutrients, hormones, and waste products. Proteins in plasma, like albumin and clotting factors, have essential functions. For instance, clotting factors work with platelets to stop bleeding. Albumin helps maintain fluid balance in our blood vessels. Understanding these components helps us see why blood is so vital. Different medical conditions may require different parts of blood. Sometimes a patient needs whole blood, which contains all these components. More often, however, patients receive specific blood components tailored to their needs. For example, an anemic patient might receive only red blood cells. A patient with a bleeding disorder might need platelets or plasma. A cancer patient undergoing chemotherapy might need white blood cells or platelets. This targeted approach is called component therapy. It allows several patients to benefit from a single blood donation, making each donation even more impactful for overall community health. When it comes to blood transfusions, not all blood is the same. Our blood has specific markers on the surface of red blood cells. These markers are called antigens. These antigens determine our blood type. If you receive blood from someone with a different, incompatible blood type, your body's immune system can react. This reaction can be very serious, even life-threatening. That is why knowing about blood types is so critical for safe medical procedures involving blood. It is a fundamental principle of transfusion medicine learned many years ago. The most well-known system for classifying blood types is the ABO system. This system was discovered by Dr. Karl Landsteiner in the early 1900s. It categorizes blood into 4 main types: Type A, Type B, Type AB, and Type O. If you have Type A blood, your red blood cells have A antigens. If you have Type B, they have B antigens. Type AB blood has both A and B antigens. Type O blood has neither A nor B antigens on its red cells. Your plasma also contains antibodies against the antigens your red cells lack. Another important system is the Rh system. This system is based on a different antigen called the Rh factor, or D antigen. If your red blood cells have the Rh factor, your blood type is Rh positive, like A+ or O+. If your red blood cells do not have the Rh factor, your blood type is Rh negative, like A or O. Most people are Rh positive. The Rh factor is especially important during pregnancy. If an Rh negative mother carries an Rh positive baby, there can be complications if not managed properly by medical professionals. Together, the ABO and Rh systems give us the 8 common blood types: O+, O, A+, A, B+, B, AB+, and ABE. For a safe transfusion, the donor's blood type must be compatible with the recipient's blood type. For example, people with type O negative blood are often called universal red cell donors. This is because their red blood cells can generally be given to people of any ABO and Rh blood type in emergencies. Conversely, people with type AB positive blood are often called universal plasma donors. Matching blood correctly is a cornerstone of patient safety. Section 5. Truly precious. The significance of rare blood types like Rh Null. Beyond the common ABO and Rh blood types, there are hundreds of other antigens. These can create many different and sometimes very rare blood type combinations. A blood type is considered rare if it occurs in less than 1 in 1,000 people. Some are even rarer, found in only a handful of individuals worldwide. Having a rare blood type doesn't usually affect a person's daily health. However, It can become a major issue if they need a blood transfusion. Finding a compatible donor can be incredibly difficult for these individuals. One of the rarest and most remarkable blood types is Rh Null, often called golden blood. People with Rh Null blood lack all antigens in the Rh system, which is a very complex system with over 60 antigens. This makes their blood incredibly unique. It is so rare that only a few dozen people in the entire world are known to have it. For these individuals, receiving a transfusion is extremely challenging. They can usually only receive blood from another Rh Null donor. However, their blood can be a lifesaver for others with rare Rh system variations. The value of Rh Null blood and other rare blood types is immense. Because it lacks so many common antigens, Rh Null red cells can sometimes be transfused to people with other rare blood types within the Rh system when an exact match is impossible to find. This makes Rh Null donors extraordinarily precious. However, these donors are few and far between. Locating them and ensuring their blood is available when needed is a global logistical challenge. Blood banks often work together internationally to try and meet these very specific needs. Donors with rare blood types are truly unsung heroes. Their commitment to donating can mean the world to someone sharing their rare characteristic. For patients with these unusual blood types, a compatible donor is not just helpful. They are essential for survival in critical situations. This highlights the importance of a diverse donor pool. The more people from different backgrounds donate blood, the higher the chance of finding these rare and life-saving matches. Every community needs to encourage donation to build up reserves of these special blood types. Section 6. The transfusion process, a life-saving medical procedure. A blood transfusion is a common medical procedure. It involves giving blood or specific blood components from one person, the donor, to another person, the recipient. It is done intravenously, meaning the blood product flows through a tube into a vein. This might sound simple, but it is a carefully controlled process. Doctors prescribe transfusions for many reasons. These include replacing blood lost during surgery or due to an injury. They are also used to treat anemia, where the body doesn't have enough red blood cells. Some conditions prevent the body from making healthy blood cells. Before any blood is given, a critical step called cross-matching is performed. This involves testing a small sample of the donor's blood with a sample of the recipient's blood. This test confirms that the two blood types are compatible. If incompatible blood is transfused, the recipient's immune system can attack the donor's red blood cells. This is called a transfusion reaction, and it can cause serious problems. Symptoms can range from fever and chills to kidney failure, and in severe cases, it can be fatal. So, careful matching is absolutely vital for patient safety. As we discussed earlier, patients often receive specific components of blood rather than whole blood. If a patient has severe anemia, they might receive packed red blood cells. These are red blood cells separated from the plasma. If a patient has a clotting disorder or is bleeding excessively, they might receive platelets. Platelets help the blood to clot. Plasma transfusions are given to patients who are missing certain proteins, like clotting factors, or to increase blood volume. This component therapy allows for more targeted and efficient use of donated blood, maximizing the benefit of each donation. A blood transfusion can have an almost immediate positive impact. For a patient who has lost a lot of blood, a transfusion can restore blood volume and oxygen carrying capacity. This can stabilize their condition and save their life. For a patient with chronic anemia, it can relieve fatigue and improve their quality of life. For someone undergoing chemotherapy, it can provide the strength to continue their treatment. It is a powerful medical intervention, a lifeline that connects the generosity of a donor directly to the well-being of a patient in need. Section 7. Facing scarcity, challenges for patients with rare blood types. For individuals with rare blood types, finding a compatible blood donor presents a significant and often daunting challenge. While most people can find a match within the common ABO and Rh groups, those with unusual antigen combinations face a much smaller pool of potential donors. Imagine needing a specific key to unlock a door, but there are very few copies of that key in existence. This is the reality for patients with rare blood types. Their lives can depend on finding that one specific donor, sometimes located continents away, who shares their rare profile. The logistical difficulties in managing rare blood are immense. First, identifying individuals with rare blood types requires sophisticated testing. Once identified as potential donors, they need to be part of a special registry. When a patient needs this rare blood, often urgently, blood services must quickly locate a suitable registered donor. This donor might live far away, requiring coordination for collection and transportation of the blood, all while ensuring the blood remains viable. International cooperation between blood banks is often essential to meet these critical needs, creating a global network of support for these patients. The emotional and medical burden on patients awaiting rare blood and their families is considerable. Knowing that your life or the life of a loved one depends on finding an extremely rare match creates intense anxiety and uncertainty. Medical treatments might be delayed, or surgical procedures deemed too risky without a confirmed supply of compatible blood. Patients may live with the constant awareness that a medical emergency could be catastrophic if rare blood isn't available. This psychological stress adds another layer to their health challenges, making the search for donors even more critical. To address this challenge, building diverse blood donor pools is absolutely crucial. Rare blood types are often, though not exclusively, found more frequently within specific ethnic or ancestral groups. Therefore, encouraging blood donation across all communities increases the likelihood of finding these rare matches. When more people from diverse backgrounds donate, the chances of identifying and recruiting donors with these unique blood profiles improve. This ensures that the blood supply better reflects the needs of the entire patient population, offering hope to those with the rarest of blood types. Section 8. A look back, the historical journey of blood transfusions. The idea of transferring blood from one being to another is not new. Early attempts at blood transfusion date back centuries, but they were often fraught with peril and based on misunderstandings. In the 17th century, experiments involved transfusing animal blood into humans. These attempts were largely unsuccessful and often had fatal outcomes. Without understanding blood types or the immune response, these early pioneers were working in the dark. The concept was intriguing, but the science was not yet there to make it safe or effective for patients. A monumental breakthrough came in 1901. Austrian physician Karl Landsteiner discovered the ABO blood groups. This discovery revolutionized medicine. For the first time, there was a scientific basis for understanding why some transfusions worked and others caused disastrous reactions. Landsteiner's work laid the foundation for safe blood transfusions by allowing doctors to match donor and recipient blood types. He was later awarded the Nobel Prize for this groundbreaking discovery, which has saved countless lives since then and continues to do so every single day. Further advancements in the early to mid-20th century made blood transfusions more practical and widespread. Scientists developed anticoagulants, substances that prevent blood from clotting. This allowed blood to be stored for longer periods. The development of blood banking during World War I and World War II also spurred significant progress. The urgent need to treat wounded soldiers led to organized blood collection and storage systems. These wartime necessities paved the way for civilian blood banks, making transfusions a routine medical procedure available to many more people. Today, transfusion medicine is a highly sophisticated field. We have advanced methods for screening donated blood for infectious diseases. This ensures the safety of the blood supply. We can separate blood into its various components, allowing for targeted treatments. Ongoing research continues to improve storage techniques, compatibility testing, and our understanding of rare blood types. From risky experiments to a cornerstone of modern medicine, the journey of blood transfusion is a testament to scientific progress and its incredible impact on human health and our ability to save lives. Section 9. Be a lifesaver. The urgent call to donate blood and raise awareness. As we have seen, the need for blood is constant and universal. Every day, in hospitals all around the world, patients rely on the generosity of blood donors. Accident victims, surgery patients, people battling cancer, and those with chronic blood disorders all depend on this precious gift. Despite medical advancements, blood still cannot be manufactured. It can only come from caring individuals like you. Your decision to donate blood can make a profound difference. It can offer hope, extend life, and provide comfort to someone in their time of greatest need. Some people may feel hesitant or nervous about donating blood. Common concerns often include fear of needles or worries about feeling weak afterwards. It is important to know that blood donation is a very safe process. Sterile, single-use equipment is always used, so there is no risk of contracting any disease. The donation itself usually takes only about 10 to 15 minutes for the actual blood draw. Most people feel fine afterwards, perhaps just needing a short rest and some refreshments. The small amount of blood you donate is quickly replenished by your body. I urge you to consider becoming a regular blood donor if you are eligible. A single donation can help save up to 3 lives because the blood can be separated into its components, red cells, platelets, and plasma, to help different patients. Imagine the incredible impact you could have over time with regular donations. Blood banks often face shortages, especially during holidays or summer months when donations tend to decrease. Your consistent support can help ensure that blood is always available for everyone who needs it, whenever they need it. Finally, even if you are unable to donate blood yourself, you can still play a vital role. You can help by spreading awareness about the importance of blood donation. Encourage your friends, family, and colleagues to donate. Share information from reliable sources. Support local blood drives in your community. Every effort, big or small, contributes to this life-saving cause. Remember, every drop counts, and every donor is a hero. Let us work together to ensure that no one ever has to suffer or lose a life due to a shortage of blood. Subscribe, share, and donate. Your action today can save a life tomorrow.